Woohoo! I never know when this is live. It takes forever for this little timer to go off. Hello and welcome to Living Abroad. My name is Alex, and in this video, we're going to talk about 5 surprisingly affordable things here in the Philippines. And of course, as usual, I'll be answering your questions, and and you guys can tell me what you think is cheap in the Philippines or affordable if you're living here. So, let's get into it. And before we get started, I want to say that today is Monday. I forget what date it is. Monday at 9 a.m. here in the Philippines. My weekend was boring as usual. I didn't do nothing because I'm a loser. No, just kidding. I was just editing videos and making videos and all that stuff. Um, we'll get into all the stuff once we get some people rolling in. If you guys can please confirm that you can see me and hear me in the comment section, let me know about that. I really appreciate it. And then we'll get started. Now, whenever I do these street interviews and I share my thoughts with you guys, I ask people what they like the most about the Philippines. And I'm surprised how often cost of living doesn't come up. People usually, about 95% of answers are the people, like a lot of them are the people, which is 100% correct and true. And the thing is, yeah, so cost of living is one of the other major reasons why people enjoy the Philippines. And we're going to talk about some of those things. And there's way more than just five. So this is just five that I thought of immediately on the top of my head. And then we'll try to see what Chat GPT has to say about it. So we'll get that involved as well. It's always fun to compare answers. Um, so yeah, let's get to some of these comments before we get started. Someone said, if labor isn't on the list, something is a foul. A foul. Wow, that's quite the word. Thanks, Bill. We'll get into that under 10 minutes. I'm not sure. I think you mean that's when yeah. So, Alex, you staying in the Philippines for good or still going to travel the world from your previous video states? I will not stay in the Philippines forever. I might just make this my base and go in and out as I have no idea, but I still want to see the other countries, and I have a feeling I might see them a lot quicker than you guys might think. So we'll get into these in the future live streams about me and my travels. Maayong buntag, Alex. What great wisdom will you import us today? Hello, Philip Massey. Imparts on us today. I can't read. I'm still waking up, guys. I'm not a morning person. I can never do it, no matter what time I wake up. So, morning, everybody. Alfred Cruz is here. Hello, Alex. Hi. More Gladys is here. Gladys, where you at? What happened to the thing? Um, Good morning, ma'am, sir. Hello, Gladys. Philip Massey, we can hear you. Perfect. Okay, so let's get through all these and then we'll get to the topics. Most people estimate about 1,500 per month to live as a single person in the Philippines. Yeah, that is a good number. I think that's right on the money. 1,500. You could do, of course, more or less depending on your living habits and your vices. Let's say you can live a comfortable life with that. Lower cost of living comes with a price, of course, just like anything else. We'll talk about that too. Akubarang Parandan is also here. Hi, bro. How are you? I'm great. Thank you, guys. Um, I posted a video a couple days ago about foreigners describing the Philippines in just one word. It was kind of fun, and all of it was positive. So if you guys haven't checked out that video, take a look. It's doing really well on YouTube, and people are really enjoying it and commenting. I thought it was fun just to get out there and see if people can go ahead and describe the Philippines in one word. And somebody mentioned fun but dangerous, and people kind of got all up in arms about it. Oh, it's not dangerous. When I think the guy just meant that it's dangerous because you might fall in love with the place. Anyways, enough of that stuff. Let's get to the first thing. Oh, where's my list? Uh-oh. Did I lose it? I don't know. Let's see. Where's my name? Okay. So the first thing that is cheap or affordable in the Philippines is rent. Now, rent is affordable here compared to Western countries. So we'll talk about how much I'm paying for rent, how much you can expect to pay depending on where you live in the Philippines, and so on and so forth. And now I have to admit that Philippines is a bit more pricey than some other Southeast Asian countries when it comes to rent. However, it's still much more affordable than the country you're coming from. If you're coming from any Western country at all, and most European countries as well. So, rent here for a studio you can expect to pay if you're doing long term. Obviously, it's shorter, right? I mean, If you're doing long term, obviously it's more affordable. If you're doing just month to month basis or just through Airbnb, then of course it's more expensive. And it depends heavily on where you're staying. I can only speak from the places I've been to, such as just Cebu City itself, and a little bit about BGC that I stayed in there for a few days. So here, rent you can get. The one good thing about most Philippines apartments, they are already come fully furnished, right? So that's a big bonus, right? You don't have to buy anything. You just move in simply, use the place for a month or two, and then move out. So it comes fully furnished. Sometimes now electricity is not included, and the water bill is not included. But the only thing I don't like about that, if you're here for a month only, you don't get the electricity bill till like 2 weeks after you leave. And then getting your money back and paying for that becomes almost like um, a headache. So make sure you figure that out. I'll tell you guys how to sort all that out later. But yeah, rent is affordable here. And let's get to some prices first. So I'm paying around 400 US dollars for this apartment. It's a studio. It's very nearby IT Park where I want to be, and it's all inclusive. So that is not bad deal. So for 22,000 pesos to get all that in this location, I think it's a great deal. But then again, I'm kind of good with the owner. We talk often, so perhaps if you were to get this place, it might be around 25,000 pesos or something like that. So a little bit more, maybe around 450 US dollars. Um, Rent is extremely affordable here in the Philippines, in my opinion, and comparing it to Canada and other countries. Let me go ahead and pin my message on here, guys. So the thing with YouTube right now, some stuff I can use on this streaming service, StreamYard, but some things I can't use. So I have to make sure I go onto YouTube on my phone and deal with it that way. Anyhow, let's get back to some comments. No, no, I don't want to hear that. There we go. I've pinned my message, and we are good to go. Um, Next message here. Jonas says, "What is your cost of living?" Okay, so my cost of living isn't very high. I try to stay under 1,200 a month. But I live very comfortably, and I mentioned this before. I don't do anything like smoking or drinking or partying or paying for women, so your cost of living might be different and higher. For me, I get by for about 1,200 bucks a month for sure. I'm gonna do a whole video and ask people, the foreigners, what is their cost of living when I when I'm outside. So hopefully, you could tell me. Um, Philippine Willie Travel says the other option is to make. Why doesn't this highlight? The other option is to make Philippines-based content outside Philippines. I know regular guy did bad to you, but the made viral Phil's videos in South Korea did that too. Regular guy did bad to you? I know what that means. But he made viral Philippine videos. Also, okay, yeah. I mean, that's a very good advice, right? And I might do that too. So basically, go to other countries, but still continue to make Philippines videos. It might be very interesting for people to compare prices or places and yeah, things like that. Um, what is this? I've done 2 trips to Philippines. There's definitely issues for long-term living here that eventually push me out each time. Philly Willie, Philly Willie travels. Let us know what those issues are so we can also know about it. What are the problems with you long-term staying here? Uh, Madardo says, if you live in the city, it's expensive but still affordable. But if you live in this country, it's way cheaper. Yeah, the countryside is way cheaper. So rent, I know it's like way cheaper if you go outside of town. However, you're not really. I think a lot of Westerners that come here don't want to live the local Filipino lifestyle. Let's admit it. Nobody wants no blackouts. They want proper running water with good pressure. They don't want to hear like roosters waking them up. So if you really want to like check out, yeah, the provinces would be an excellent option, and you can live for far less than you would in the city. The city prices are really high compared to outside the city prices, so there's a huge drastic difference. Perhaps one of you guys are brave enough to try it for a month of living outside city centers. For me, the only reason I don't do it is one simple reason. I hate insects. I can't stand having roaches around. And I know that with that climate, humidity, lack of air conditioning, and of course, trash and food everywhere if you're living in the provinces, because I know for sure it's less organized, let's say, they're going to have some roaches around the house. And I just can't do that. I don't know, something about roaches that gets me all weirded out. I know it's a climate, it has nothing to do with it, but I just can't stand it. And I know from in the provinces, they're gonna be there a lot more than they are here. Here, I might see one every 2 weeks, random one that kind of wanders into the room. It's so disgusting, but I couldn't do it just simply because of the roaches. And I know they got centipedes and all kinds of other weird little insects that I don't even want to see. So yeah. Um, oh yeah. Let me go ahead and mention the memberships quickly. We have 30 people. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, check out memberships. I've posted a link there. It's a lot more detail about it. The internet is not good right now. I don't think it's working properly. Is it? I don't know. Anyway, check out channel memberships. It's a paid subscription monthly that gives you access to a lot more, such as loyalty badges, live streams, members only videos, behind the scenes bloopers, and a private jet level. You get a 1 hour video call with myself, and I give you my WhatsApp number and all that. So if you have a chance, take a look at memberships. It's growing a little bit slowly, but it's okay. We'll get there eventually to have enough content to push out to live streams, only members. Um, it's more convenient in the city, but the province is a little less convenient. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Madardo. I just mentioned that. So province life is something I want to try maybe for 1 or 2 days. It's something I don't think I could last out there for a month for sure. Me, and knowing myself, I just assume I couldn't do it. Um, Maybe if I have a friend that is more experienced and wants to show me around, I might consider that. But for me to just wander into the province, I don't know. It's not that I can't do it. I just I think it'd be like a lot less convenient for me. Yeah. So Kuran says your internet's lagging a bit. Yeah, that's it. The internet is lagging. um, Philly Willie Travel said, "Oh, you mean you never saw regular guy's video where he insulted you? Well, better not watch it, I guess." I don't know if it was the regular guy. There was one guy that was saying he made like a video about me talking about I mentioned that I'm Canadian and that I only came back to get views. Is that the one you're talking about? Because I think I saw that one, but I can care less what people say about me, to be honest. If that's how he feels, let him talk. I don't engage in people like that. But if that's the only, but if there's another one, I'll probably watch it just from curiosity, because it doesn't bother me. So, but that's the only one I saw. Well, the issues I have electrical. So this is Philly Willie talking about his long-term stay in the Philippines. How every time he's here, he likes it, but eventually, after a long time, it pushes him out for these reasons. The issue I have is electrical, internet, dating that eventually sours for me. I miss foreign culture. Philippines just done Filipino and American well, etc. Long list. No, yeah, I understand. A lot of things will get to you eventually, and it's happened to me as well. Last time I was here, certain things were starting to like get a little bit more annoying. Uh, by the end of my trip last time, because I was here for 5 months, I don't know if I was just itching to travel and see more places, or whether these things were actually affecting me. Some things you can get used to immediately. Some things you cannot get used to, regardless of whether it's Filipino culture or not. Like Filipino time, for example, people always not showing up for when they're supposed to. I don't accept that regardless of which country it is. Sorry. That's just the way I am. Good morning. Willie Hernandez is here. Willie Hernandez. Good morning. Oh, 1 second, Willie. I think I have to say something about you. I'm not sure if it was you or somebody else, but I want to thank someone personally on here. I'm pretty sure it's you, but I forget because I get so many emails and messages a day. And honestly, yes, it is Willie. So Willie Hernandez, I want to thank you for sending me that $25 to my PayPal account directly. Willie's so thoughtful because if he were to use the super chat and super stickers, YouTube takes about 40% of the proceeds. So for me to get all the support from him, he went directly to my PayPal and made that payment. I don't know how to respond, Willie. On PayPal, I don't think there's an option where I can email you back, right? So I just want to say that on here. I saw that and thank you so much for support. I really appreciate it, Willie. So yeah, guys, if you want to use the super chat, super stickers to get your comments written faster or read faster, please do so. If not, please bear with me. I'll get to it eventually. Anyway, I gotta go. See you, Willie. Philly Willie Travel. I like your YouTube channel name, bro. Oh, Ozzy411. Hello from Miami. Hello, Miami. I've always wanted to visit. That's one of the few places in the U.S. that I want to see. Miami, New Orleans, a couple of places. I'll go in Cebu in December. Welcome. If I'm here, hit me up. Steel City TV. Someday I forget my girls in the Philippines. Tonight she had KFC and Dr. Pepper soda. Someday I forget my girls in the Philippines. Tonight she had KFC and a Dr. Pepper soda. Yeah, KFC is okay over here. I like it better than Jollibee, to be honest. And Dr. Pepper, it's been a long time. I was never a fan of Dr. Pepper, but I know people that like it, they love it. So, yeah. Humbert Smith, hello and welcome. Hey there, Vancouver Island here. Planning to head over to about a year. It's 15 US. You're seriously enough. Thanks. It is seriously enough. 1500 US is more than enough. If you're living a normal lifestyle, just conveniences, let's just say your place is 500 USD a month, you still have $1,000, over $33 a day here. So that translates to a lots of money. So you can easily get by here with that amount. Don't worry about it. And you'll learn to manage and budget. And once you're here for like a week, you understand where to get discounts and what things cost, and it'll be much simpler for you. But that's more than enough if you live a normal lifestyle. Um, Surrey Case, hi from Vancouver. Hope to be there soon. A lot of Vancouver people here today. Uh, Vancouver Smith, thanks for responding. No problem. Yeah, Vancouver's a beautiful place from what I hear. I never got a chance to go there all my life in Toronto because it's so far away. 4 hour or 5 hour flight from one side of the country to the other. It's much easier and better for me to go down south and cheaper too. So maybe one day I'll get there. Let's talk about more affordable things in the Philippines that surprised me. So the first one was rent, and regardless of where you come from, most likely the rent is cheaper here in the Philippines. Although it's more expensive than the provinces and some other East Asian countries, it's still relatively cheap compared to your country. The second thing is internet. Not home internet. That's not that. Actually, that's something that's surprisingly expensive. But I'm talking about cell phone internet, data for your phone, some minutes, some text messaging, and those things. You can get 1 week's worth of data, minutes, messaging, and 1 gig or 3 gigs, I can't remember, of internet. I never ran out. So for about less than $2 US a week. If you want a longer monthly plan, so let's say you want a 30-day plan with 30 gigs or 5 gigs or whatever the number is, and minutes and all that, basically about $8 or $9 US, under $10, you can get a monthly plan for your phone. Now that is really important because when you're out here, you're gonna need internet to navigate through where to go, what to eat, maybe order something. And it's 2023. We all need internet on our phones just to even like manage your daily life sometimes. Your online banking is through there. If you're using Gcash, there's so many things you need internet for. So the fact that it's ridiculously inexpensive here, it's good. And the service is getting better for sure. The internet service is improving slowly. There's always something going on here. They have fiber optics here for homes. But like this is laggy right now for a few minutes. There's nothing I can do about that. Um, Internet for your phone, really affordable. I was surprised. Um, Compared to Canada, especially close to $100 a month you're paying for something that they shouldn't be. Canadian internet prices are, I think, some of the most expensive in the world. So maybe that's why it was such a surprise for me. But internet packaging is really, and getting a SIM card is super easy now. Well, it's always been easy here, but some countries, it's like in India, my goodness, getting a SIM card was like, I don't know. It's like buying a house. All these papers, you have to wait for them to approve it. You have to submit all these documents. I'm like, what is going on? And just give me a SIM card. But over here, you simply go into any store, 50 pesos, I think, you buy a SIM card. But it's really, really affordable. And it's simple. And now they have this like, you have to register your SIM card, but they do it for you. So who cares? It takes like 5 minutes. But once you're done that, that's all you got to do. Um, I want to talk about this quickly. Super Batong says Philippines really needs to fix the slum situation. It's driving away tourists. Buddy, that's not an easy thing, right? So fixing the slums is basically saying bringing people out of poverty. It's not simple like that. You know, to go ahead and fix the slums would mean to have completely new homes and buildings for everybody that's in the slums, which a lot of people are living in. And it's not easy to do that. And then what are they going to do after they build the homes? How are they going to maintain these houses? How are these people going to have jobs to be able to rent and live in those places, right? I agree completely. They got to fix it, but it's not an easy solution. It's not something that can be done quickly and with just one government. It's got to be an ongoing, like, continuous plan to fix the slums. I had a conversation with a gentleman from the U.S. yesterday when I was walking, and he was completely shocked on how the slums were right outside any major establishment, like a mall or like a business park or something. And he was just like, he's like, he couldn't believe it. I'm like, that's the way it is in the Philippines. We can't forget that it's still a developing country, and it's going to take a long time for these slums to be fixed and to maintain being fixed. You know, so and the quality of construction here, unfortunately, I've mentioned several times, isn't the best. So some of these homes that go up within 5 or 6 years, you already see damage. Or like this place, I think it's only 3 years old or so, but you can already see infrastructural things happening to it. So yeah, it's a long road ahead for the Philippines to become uh, get rid of their slums completely. So um, Madardo says, "Can you get GCash if you're not a Philippines resident?" Yes, you can. You just need. This was asked before. I gotta find that out. I really want to know myself. If you have a Philippines phone number, I think you can get it. That's all you need: Philippines phone number and ID. Because there must be. I think other people confirmed during the last live that you can get it as a foreigner. Yeah. Philip Massey said, "Where's the best place in Cebu to meet Filipinas? I don't want to meet bar girls though." Yeah. Well, that's a whole other thing, guys. I don't think it needs to be said. Stop meeting women at the bars. Guys, I know it's easy, but it's easy for a reason. They're not there to like you, they're there for your money. And you're just hoping for something to be developed into something more, perhaps. But it's really difficult to meet bar girls and expect them to be everything you want in a woman in a proper relationship. I'm sorry to say it, it's just the way it is. They have a certain goal. Unless you just want to have fun, yeah, okay, go ahead, meet people anywhere. But meeting bar girls, very unlikely you're gonna meet the woman of your dreams at a bar, and unless your dreams are to have headaches all the time. But yeah, so where to meet people, the best places to meet normal Filipinas, just like any establishment such as a cafe, bookstore, supermarkets. You go to just anywhere outside where it's not a bar, essentially. And people here are so friendly that if you just say hello, 99% of the time they'll say hello and wave back. And then you can just talk to them. And if it's someone you find attractive, you simply make your case. You tell them you find them attractive and ask if they're single and slowly build an organic relationship that way. But bars, it's not really a place to, especially if you don't want to meet a bar girl, then yeah, don't meet them there. Steel City TV says, "My girl finally got Wi-Fi, made the video call so much better. Now she is in Makati, so internet really good, no trouble so far." That's great, excellent, man. Good to hear. I'm glad you get to see your girl more often on video calls. Um, Yeah, so we got 46 people watching, guys. Welcome to the live stream. We're talking about five surprisingly affordable things in the Philippines. So far, we covered rent and internet for your phone. We got 22 minutes. If you're new, please hit the like button, subscribe button. Feel free to use super chat, super stickers. If not, just ask your questions, and I'll get to them slowly. I'm gonna have a sip of my water, and we'll move on. Super Batong says, but it seems like they're not trying. Yeah, maybe that's how it feels from your end. Maybe they have a plan that they just need a lot more time and money for. Maybe the government's corrupt and pocketing all the money that's supposed to be going to these slums. Honestly, I don't know. I have zero knowledge of Philippines politics or economics. But yeah, if it feels like that, it probably is true. Because as much as I hate, I say hate, but as much as I don't agree with like Chinese politics and the way they do things, so for those that don't know, like 70 years ago or so in the 50s, China was in a really bad condition. The people were starving and most of the people were living in poverty. And within 70 years, look where they've come. Like they've really escalated their whole economical situations. And if you actually watch any documentary on how they did that, it's incredible what they've done to bring the people up out of the slums, out of poverty. So hopefully the Philippines can have some sort of plan like that. Maybe not as drastically or the way that China did it, but I don't know. But a lot of things over there. I hope everybody lives happily in a home and not just the slums because it's pretty bad out there. Like if I could take this laptop and show you guys just the surrounding area here, you can see the different types of homes that there are here. Yeah, pretty different. Steel City TV says they have started to fix some slums. It takes time, and they need more jobs to add to. Yeah, it's a big project. I can't imagine what things they need to fix the slums here. But somebody's got to do it, and someone's got to start it. Hopefully, it continues down from president to president, and so on. Willie Hernandez said it's better for a first timer to the Philippines to go to those urban areas to get acclimated to the Philippines. I suggest Makati, BGC, and Cebu City. Good provinces to start is the Cavite area. In Cebu, try out Lapu Lapu. Yeah, definitely. Many foreigners that come here, they stay in Lapu-Lapu, which is a small island that the airport is on. So when you first arrive in Cebu City or in Cebu, you're gonna land in Mactan or Lapu-Lapu. I think they changed the name or they're using it interchangeably. Anyways, you land there and it's more like a resort area, and it's got some nice properties and some nice condominiums, some nice resorts. So if you just want to slowly start there and work your way in towards the city itself, and then you'll find so many different types of accommodation and lifestyles. Regardless, man, all the positives outweigh the negatives. You can't be coming here expecting to live off like such low amounts of money and still have everything perfectly built. So you're gonna see slums. That's the cost of living comfortably out here. You're gonna have internet issues, right? Yeah, that's what happens when you pay $8 a month, right? So there's gonna be these things. You're gonna have blackouts and brownouts because of just the infrastructure that's here right now and the amount of electricity needed to like run the city. All these things you have to be aware of, but it's still a beautiful place. The people, the beaches, the cost of living, the comfort of life, the ease of doing things, the respect that you get on the street, all these things really outweigh anything negative, at least from my perspective. And if it's something you can't handle, perhaps just come here, visit for a week or two. If it's not for you, you got to try it. And if it's not for you, then you simply go back to something that you find more suitable to your lifestyle, right? But I know personally, anyone that wants to come here and live is trying to get away from that Western lifestyle. So you have to give it a chance for sure. Surrey K says, how do you get your cash from Canada lowest cost option? What happened here? Lowest cost option, also two-factor authentication with your bank. Do you have Canadian number there? I don't. The Canadian number thing, if you guys are coming here short term or short time, just get a plan for international travel where you can still keep your number, do authentication, make phone calls back home to your credit cards if there's any issues or whatever. I've been doing this three times, 3 years, and luckily with my bank TD, it doesn't require me to authenticate anything when I log in. And I also have the TD authentication app in case I have to. So I just simply do all my banking as I were still in Canada. Everything's online. When I withdraw money, I use my credit card because it has zero foreign transaction fee, zero exchange rate fee, zero annual fee, and basically all I'm paying is the ATM fee that's there from the machine itself, about $5 every time I withdraw, about 30,000 pesos. So I might withdraw twice a month. So let's say $10 I'm paying for having cash in my hand whenever I want, which I think is a great deal. And the exchange rate is very close to the actual exchange rate that you might see on Google. So that's how I do it. But there are many different options of how to get your money. Oh, one more thing. I'm considering maybe reducing these live streams from 3 to 2. Right now the schedule is Saturday morning, Monday morning, Thursday nights. I think perhaps when I just look at my channel, I see a lot of lives. I don't know if it's just like a visual thing I don't like, but I don't want this to be a completely live show dedicated channel because if 3 a week is a lot to do, thinking about it this way. So I might cut one of the morning shows and just have one morning show and one evening show so everyone can catch it. Perhaps like a maybe Sunday morning or Monday morning and a Thursday evening. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of that. Don Murphy says, "Hey Alex, good to catch you from Vancouver. Cebu's biggest problem here for me is realtors. Wow, no rules on different prices for foreign guys. Yeah, that's always the case, right? Realtors. One problem I have with this renting thing is a lot of times when you see something online, they show you pictures and where it's at, what's included, all the stuff, and they say PM me for price. I'm like, why? Just list the price of the unit. What does it matter who's messaging you is what? So you can change the price depending on the person. I never understood that, and I call people out on it, and I'm saying, why don't you list the price so you don't waste people's time? You know, if it's out of my budget, I won't bother you. If it's too, it doesn't make any sense to me. So I agree. And I'm not even talking about buying a condo or like buying property of some kind or business or something. I can't even imagine getting into all that. It must be a headache just for Filipinos as well. Anytime you do that in any country, it's usually a headache. So being a foreigner and having to navigate through all that, plus you never really know if someone's trying to take advantage of you or what the rules are and how they apply. Because a lot of times I have a friend, and she actually bought a condo 3 years ago, and they basically stopped building it because they ran out of money or something. So they were supposed to give her money back, and it's been over a year, and they haven't still given her money back. So you have all these other things to consider as well. She's taking legal action now, but yeah. Steel City TV. There's a city in America turning into slums. So I don't know. I see it all around me in a steel town that has no mills left, just crime and drugs. So our city is turning into slums. So yeah, I guess the Pittsburgh area, I assume you're talking about Steel City TV. Yeah, the poverty is happening everywhere. Philip Massey said, "What's your eating habits, Alex? I believe you said you primarily eat out every meal." So my eating habits, I don't eat breakfast really. I just have coffee and like some kind of cinnamon bun or bread or some sort of pastry. For the members of the channel, I made a video that showed my routine getting my day started and what I do and all that. So yeah, so I just basically go to the bakery. I buy a few different little items. They're not really muffins. I don't know, some kind of baked good. In the morning, I have a coffee and I have that. I don't eat anything for the rest of the day until like 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm gonna have another coffee, so I might have something with that. And then in the evenings, I usually just eat out. I go to a night market here that has different variety of foods, so I get 2 or 3 different items. If not that, then I have pizza. So I usually eat one meal out for sure. And I might make like some kind of, I buy a beef here a lot and I put it in the fridge and I cook my own beef with no added like nonsense, no oil, no fat. So I just put a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of hot sauce, and it gives this nice little mixture of flavor. And I make like a fruit salad, typically, including mangoes and peaches, not peaches, pears and apples. So but I love mangoes. So I don't know. I kind of eat whatever, whenever. I really don't have a bad eating habit because late at night I tend to snack on like these Filipino snacks. They have peanuts and corn and all that. Anyways, so that's it. On the weekends, I might like um, go get a pizza from this nice Italian place. So it's all over the place, to be honest. But I try to do like Monday to Friday, kind of eat healthy-ish in the evenings to just have like beef and fruit salad, and throughout the weekend I just like splurge. Hubert says, "Is it easy to be a vegetarian there? I love street food." No, I think Philippines is one of the worst countries when it comes to vegetarian options, just from convenience standpoint. Many countries you travel to, you see a lot of vegetarian options on the menu and on the streets. Over here, mainly it's pork, meat, fish. So many times when I interview people like Indians that have majority vegetarian diets, they that's one thing they complain about. Um, but they're coming up in the future videos. So vegetarian, you'll find it easy, like you'll find it for sure. You'll be able to manage, but it's not as easy as some other countries. Bro, I don't know what kavit, or any of that is. So if I pronounce it, kavit pronounced ka, I don't know. Kavit, savet, no idea. Um, Don Murphy says money in Cebu use HSBC. You can get good rates and up to 40K. If you need authentication, it's difficult. I use email authentication. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. I went to HSBC. I wasn't really impressed. There was a problem there. I can't remember. Ah, darn, I forget. But I use Union Bank here. It gives me the best rates up to 30,000. You'll find which ATM works for you though. So, hey, we got 50 people watching, guys. Do me a huge favor. If you're new to the stream, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to use the super chat, super stickers to show some support. If not, please hold on. I'll read all your comments. Welcome to the live stream. We're talking about affordable things in the Philippines. So far, we covered rent, internet. Let's move on to number three, right? Let's do it. Why not? So, number three, taxi, basically transportation. So taxis are really affordable here in the Philippines. Getting into a taxi is only 40 pesos, so less than a dollar. Let's say about 75 cents, and then it's really affordable getting around. So usually between $3 or $5 for a taxi ride. My taxi rides are less than $2 because I go within 1.5 kilometer radius usually. So or whatever. The only problem with that is the traffic. So, although the taxi itself is cheap, having to wait in traffic and then that also adding to the fare itself can be a pain. Traffic in Cebu is getting worse and worse. Lots of construction happening here, lots of buildings going up, lots of people coming into Cebu City, and traffic is really congested, just like Manila. But taxis were really surprising to me how cheap it was. I came from the airport to Cebu City, which I think is about a 12 to 15 kilometer ride, and about 40 minutes at least it took. And from Mactan Island all the way into the city, and it cost me under $8, so like 7.50 or something. So that's incredible. I can't even get into a taxi for $5 in Canada just sitting down without even going anywhere. So taxis are cheap, and same with like um, domestic flights. Over here, you can fly from one city to another city for anywhere from 60. Yeah, so sometimes it's cheap as 60 to $80. So 50 to $80, you can fly between cities, and you can take your backpack, with pack your stuff, and go to a different city easily. So domestic flights are relatively cheap. Taxis are cheap, and of course, that's not even mentioning public transportation like jeepneys and vans and all these things. You can go from like Cebu City all the way north to Mount Pasco on a bus for less than 200 pesos, so $4. So it's really cheap over here when it comes to transportation. Although you might have some difficulties on the road or scheduling or just traffic, the price itself is really affordable. Ah, there we go. Somebody's really serious about this pronunciation. Uh, Ahiko, Philip Amano, Cavite. I'm gonna Google it later, okay? Cavite. Got it. Thank you. Steel City TV. I want to live in the middle of nowhere as long as I can get internet and power, even if I put up solar panels myself. Okay. Whoa. You guys see the internet issue? This is what we're talking about. It's very rare that you get stuff like this in some other countries, but here in the Philippines, it doesn't even matter where you live. Of course, if you live in BGC, dropping in and out, right? Madardo, Austria, says some beautiful cities inside. Wow. Can you guys even see me? I can't even click on some of these comments anymore. There we go. Some beautiful cities aside from Manila and Cebu are Davao City, Iloilo, Bacolod, Dumaguete, and Legazpi. It's less expensive than Manila and Cebu City. Oh, another great point. Yeah, guys, just because I'm here doesn't mean you have to be here, right? Doesn't mean this is the place to be. I just came here from convenience when I landed on the international airport. I came into the Cebu City and I kind of fell in love with the place. But there are lots of places, lots and lots of places. So everything that Medardo just mentioned and more, of course. These places are amazing in their own way. So you might find happiness anywhere in the Philippines. The good thing is the people are lovely, they're friendly, they're helpful, and you just have to navigate through all the annoyances, like any new country when you get there. So yeah, keep that in mind. Beautiful places. Willie Hernandez says, depends on your agenda. Uh-oh. Man, this internet thing is becoming super annoying. Hold on. Let me get back to what we were doing. What's this now? All right, guys, how about this? I'm gonna switch laptops. Maybe that helps. I don't know if you can hear me still. Just hold on. I'll be right back. It'll take me like 30 seconds. I'm just gonna switch out everything to my next laptop because this one, for some reason, is being a pain. Ah, you sound like junk. Am I live again? Am I back? All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm using my phone, but dark as heck. Yeah, so I'm just turning on my second laptop. Hopefully that works on my phone. Let's see if this makes any difference. Oh, I have this weird angle, bust my arms, but it's what happens in the Philippines. Internet sometimes doesn't work out too well. Um, you guys are still trying to figure out how to say cavita. Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. 1 second. By the way, did you guys see my? Never mind. I'll figure that out later. Uh, Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get back to all the questions. Okay, so it depends on your agenda. You go to bar, you meet the kind of female. You go to the beach, malls, marketplace, and strolling around, you meet all kinds of people. Depends on crowd you roll with. Yeah, exactly. So the same thing can be said about anything in life, right? You surround yourself with the type of people, um, or you kind of hang around with, and same with women. So I use the it's a home trust visa. Very random, small kind of visa, but it gives me everything I need. I use the Home Trust visa when I travel. Willie Hernandez says, yeah, two is more than enough. I think three is too much. I think so too. So we're gonna cut back this to two videos a week for the live stream. It's becoming a little too much, I think. I think you have a great channel. My first visit to Philippines will be on January or February. Thank you, CY12. I appreciate that. If I'm still gonna be here, probably give me a shout out. Okay, thanks. Howdy, sir. Why are you tripping, sir? Hello. Willie Hernandez, Alex, you need to learn how to cook. This will really lower your cost of living. Not saying you don't know how to cook. Willie Hernandez, I know how to cook actually really well. I grew up in kitchen environment. I worked in restaurants all my life. I really enjoy cooking, but to be honest, cooking for one person, it's not worth it for me. I'd rather share my cooking with someone else. So being here by myself, cooking and just putting the leftovers in the fridge, I don't know. That's my excuse. I'd rather just eat out. Smash the thumbs up button. Yeah, thanks, guys. HSBC Canada got sold to Royal Bank. Oh, very interesting. Jeff Beckett, Cavita. Cavita. Okay, we're still learning that. Round trip from Cebu to Boracay costs 50 to 80 bucks round trip. That's an excellent price, right? To get on a flight, go to a whole new beautiful beach for only 80 bucks. Let me see if the internet works now on my laptop. I'll switch over this way. Sorry, guys. The things I do, right, for YouTube. And I could just end this, but I don't want to. Byron, I hope the weather stays great in the Philippines, but what's your plan for typhoon comes your way? Get on a plane and bounce. No, I don't know. I have no idea. If it's anything like December, the one that just passed, apparently that was really bad. People couldn't give money out of ATMs. But my plan is just to run away, to be honest. I have the privilege and to be lucky enough to be able to afford a flight somewhere else and if the flights are working. If not, then I don't know. I'll figure something out. Maybe I have no plan. But Cebu City is a little bit central, so hopefully it doesn't affect me so much. But truth is, I have no plan at all. I haven't even thought of that. Eve's here. Hi, Alex. Hope you're always well. Enjoy living in the Philippines and more blessings always. Eve from London. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words. You're so sweet. Very, very thoughtful, and I appreciate the words. Um, Alex, we should still hear you. We could still hear you. You find having first world problem is in developing country. Uh, exactly. These are for first world problems, lack of internet. But we'll get to this in a second. So my laptop's still booting up, and I'm just going through my phone to do the shakiness. That's great working for undies. Hey, you saw it. Damn it. I was hoping nobody saw me in my underwear. You guys saw my junk. I'm gonna have to take this off the internet. Yes, you're back. Yep, you're live again. Kavita. No audio, Alex. The audio is cutting in and out. Okay, now. Billy, I'll be back Monday morning live stream. Having you require having a maid also, what salary would they expect? I think
a full-time maid here. So there's a rate. I think it's about, let's just say 500, basically for about 300 US dollars. Let's get into that now. Actually, give me a second. I'm gonna get into this laptop quickly and talk about it. 1 second. This will kind of like transition to into our next affordable thing. Enter the studio. All right, guys, bear with me. I'm gonna change from the phone to the laptop. This might take a second. Um, oh yeah, okay, we're back. Uh, what? Uh, why there's two of you? Why is two of me? Why is Ah, okay, there we go. That was creepy and weird. So my phone was looking at the ceiling with the camera. Anyways, all right, let's get to number four. The fourth affordable thing. Thank you guys for waiting throughout the nonsense. Number four, the fourth thing is um, labor, affordable labor here. So that's anything from a maid, a personal chef. What else do people hire? So a cook, a chef, nanny, any kind of babysitting, anything labor wise is cheap and affordable. I think the rate is minimum about $10 a day, basically, or even less if you really want to be like mean. But you can get labor for about, because the minimum wage is around 500 pesos. So if you're going to offer minimum wage to someone working, then it'll be about $10 a day. So $300 a month, you can have a maid, a cook, a nanny, or whatever else needs someone to assist you with, a personal assistant, anything like that. Okay, so just let me help me find my spot. When it comes to food, it's cheaper to go to the market compared to the grocery store if you're getting meats, fish, and vegetables. Aside from that, aside from the fact that it's fresh. Absolutely, guys. I did a video a couple weeks ago where I went to the market. So take a look at that. You see the difference in prices of metro or grocery store or like market that I'm in, right? So that we bought stuff for only a few dollars or less than dollars. Whoa, Byron, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate your channel. Keep pushing great content. Thank you so much, Byron. I appreciate the support. Love it. And it goes a long way for me to sustain this. Thank you so much. Byron's gone ahead and used the super chat, super stickers. Let me go back to the questions. No audio. It's okay now. Okay, there we go. Super Batong says, "Is there such a thing as social security benefits in the Philippines?" I have no idea, to be honest. No clue. Alex, CY12, are you living in Cebu now? If so, is Cebu a spot you recommend for a long term stay? I am living in Cebu and I'm not as experienced as some other people, but I would recommend it as a long term stay because it has all the first world necessities that you might want. It's got like developed areas, it's got restaurants, malls, internet's better than some other areas. Um, and you have beaches within an hour or two of driving. So if you want to go to a beach, small little islands, all along Cebu Island, there's tons of like popular places to visit. Oslo, Bantayan, Mualboal. You can take a short ferry to Bohol, which is a whole other island by itself. You got Malapascua to the north, Oslo to the south. There's lots of things to do that kind of way. There's an international airport here, which is very convenient for those that want to fly domestically or to nearby countries as well. So I highly recommend Cebu for those reasons. And the provinces too. I'm sure there's a lot of things you can do nearby if you want to move into the provinces area. Jay Rent, Alex, how many Cebuana girlfriends do you have now? That shall remain a secret. I'm gonna say zero at this time. I don't have any girlfriends that are Cebuano. No Filipino girlfriends for me. Tetrish Unstable Freak. Good morning, Alex. When you eat out, does it bother you that many food items are not available? The servers always say that to me, and I just order something else or go eat somewhere else. Oh yeah, buddy. That's a great point. If you guys are gonna be really upset, so you can go to a pancake house and they can be out of pancakes. Just keep that in mind. So I'm used to it now, but at the beginning, I used to get so like, oh, how could you be out of this? How could you be out of that? But yeah, over here, about 50% of the items won't be available. I'm giving a random number, but it'll happen all the time where the item that you're looking for is not available at all. And then maybe the next item is also not available, and the one after that could also be not available. So you just better get used to compromising and eating something different. Or yeah, it happens. It doesn't bother me anymore, but great point. That's a very, very common thing here. Mike Ross says a house helper ranges from 6 to 8K live in my opinion. Some people have heard paying as low as 2.5K or as high as 15K. Whoa, yeah. So I was, I guess, on the higher end. If you want to cheap out, you could really like, yeah, I don't know, but it's really cheap. Living made 10K a month in Manila, cheaper in Visaya. So yeah, 10,000 is nothing, right? So what, $200 if that? But they're living with you, right? But I guess you want them if they're made. So $200 a month, that's like dinner for two twice in a month, basically. In the West, it's nothing. Philip Massey says two Alexes are better than one. Hilarious. Yeah, the phone thing really screwed me up. Um, yeah, guys, this is great. So far we're nearing 1 hour mark. We talked about four things: rent, internet, labor, and transportation, which are all very like big things in the West. So and regular in life that are affordable. So hmm, let me just type something. Okay, Mike Ross says minimum wage laws don't apply to maids. For your information, they don't apply. What do you mean? Can you explain? I was just kind of giving like an idea of what the minimum wage is. I've never had a maid. I don't even know how that would work logistically or what the expectations of payment is. Is it more? Is it less? Are you paying less because they're living with you? I have no idea. But the minimum wage was just to give context of pricing. Willie Hernandez says, when I was there and eating out, I would ask the server what they had available on the menu. Made it less cumbersome since I knew that was available, that they have supply chain issues. I understand. Okay, so yeah, especially during COVID, a lot of things were out of service. Even Coca Cola wasn't available for a few months, I remember, or at least, yeah, it was a shortage of Coca Cola because of sugar cane or something that was going on. What do you think of Tondo, Manila? I don't know what that is. Asking about just Manila itself, I was there for like 4 days in BGC. It doesn't really count to give my opinion, to be honest. But BGC seemed like a whole another world. It was really developed, modern, and expensive. So Madardo says there's social security system in the Philippines. The best part, you can continue paying it even if you are no longer living in the Philippines. You receive your pension at 60. Thank you, Madardo. Excellent information there for the person that asked earlier. Uh, Mexavesa, I like Cebu City also. Easy picking with the women. It's certainly located in the middle of the country. Many places to visit. Cebu alone and nearby islands. I will go back in September. Love it. Thank you, Maxvet, for letting us know what you think of Cebu City. For the person that asked earlier if it's a place I would recommend living long term. So some great information there as well. Willie Hernandez says, Super Batong, yes, they have Social Security for the Filipino retirees. It's very small amounts, and I know I wouldn't be able to live on that amount. Oh, another great point. Just because you're getting Social Security doesn't mean it's enough, right? So I guess it's really low amount here. One thing I do like about the Philippines is their appreciation towards seniors. So when you go to supermarkets, there's like senior lanes. There's also senior discounts for everything, I think, almost. So seniors are really respected here, which that's how it should be. So one thing to consider if you're coming here, and if you're older, you'll get a lot of privileges. Mike Ross said the provincial posted minimum wage does not apply to maids in the Philippines. You can pay your house help, whatever you agree. Okay, yeah, you can make an agreement for what you want to pay your maids. Every island has its own minimum wage. That's another thing, right? So minimum wage, I'm just speaking from Cebu itself, and every island differs. Different places have different prices. Whatever it is, it's still not enough. I think, in my opinion, it's pretty low, even the highest one. Philip Massey says, have you been hitting the gym, Alex? If not, then how do you get exercise? Um, I've never been a fan of the gym all my life. I hate lifting weights or running on a treadmill because I just don't see the point personally. I mean, I see the point, but it just bores me. I would much rather play sports. So growing up, I always played sports 1 or 2 hours every other day almost. But now that I'm traveling, I'm older, my knees are gone. I don't play sports. Last time I played sports, I think it was just last year basketball with those guys. And in Turkey, I played soccer twice a week. But anyways, my exercise, I do go to the gym regularly. I go pretty much every day, but I only do one thing for 45 minutes and then I get off and I come back upstairs. I just use the elliptical, the machine that works out your whole body, and it's good for my heart rate for cardio. Plus, I walk around a lot when I do my interviews, so that's my form of exercise. You can come here and find all kinds of exercise. So they have gyms here like everywhere else. You can walk around, and some condos like this one has a gym that comes with your unit, so you can access to the gym, which can save you a lot of money. So if you go to the gym often, look for one that has one, because if you don't, then it costs you about 3,000 pesos a month. So I know like the fitness, Anytime Fitness here costs 3,000 for 1 month, so $60 almost USD for a gym membership. Let's just say $50. Alex, yep, BGC is a bubble city. It's like you're in USA city. You need to get out of the sanitized areas of the Philippines and really appreciate the Philippines. Oh, definitely, guys. If you're coming here, I don't know. Depends why you travel, I guess, right? If you really want to get an authentic feel for the Philippines, even Cebu City is really not it, to be honest. I don't feel like I'm in a developing country half the time. There's too many conveniences here and too much like westernized influence, right? 90% of the restaurants are not Filipino here. You have like Kenny Rogers or TGI Fridays or all these like Army Navy, all these like Americanized restaurants. So and then a lot of foreigners and tourists here. You don't really feel like you're in the Philippines unless you see something really obvious. So if you want to get the real authentic Filipino feeling, you definitely have to go to the outskirts of town and not just stay in the cities itself, especially BGC because it's very developed and modern. Mike Ross says nice gyms in the Philippines aren't cheap. Yeah, so gym is not on the list for that reason, right? So gyms here are not very cheap. They're actually on the more expensive side of things. Um, yeah, so try to get one that already comes with the gym. Madardo Austria says Social Security and even um, there we go. Social Security and even government pensions, like any other Social Security system in the world, depends on the amount you contribute. Another great point, right? So if you're putting more into it, the more you get back. Um, Sheila says we have a maid here in Batangas, so we only pay her 6K pesos. That's $107 a month. Yeah, maybe she's happy with that. Maybe 6K is enough for her. 200 pesos a day, I guess. I guess she has free home. Well, not free home, but she's living maid probably. I don't know what the system is, but I guess you could pay somebody whatever that you guys agree on, right? So somebody may not have a high cost of living. 6K might just be enough for them. Maybe they come only 1 hour a day. I really don't know what their agreement is, but yeah, labor here is extremely affordable. Like if I were in Canada, to have a maid is unimaginable. It's not something you just think about. You got to be making $200,000 a year or 100,000 plus to even consider having someone to help you. I remember one time I moved into a new apartment and I paid $200 for someone just to clean the place, and I had to redo it myself because it was so crap. And so my point is like having maids and personal assistants, cooks and nannies was never like on the agenda in my mind. But over here, if I were to stay long term and if I actually build a home or bigger home or needed it, I would easily consider having a maid. Like you're helping somebody out and they're helping you out for a very, very affordable price. So yeah, Mike Ross agrees that about $110, $107 sounds about average, which is great. Okay, guys, we're coming to 1 hour mark. Actually, we're just crossing it right now. I want to thank you guys for sticking around through the whole technical difficulties and being here. We've already talked about 4 things. We're going to move on to the 5th thing. Take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, or try to use the super chat and super stickers like Byron did. Much appreciated. And also consider becoming a member of the channel. So I launched memberships if you want more. It's a paid monthly membership. You can check out the details. I've posted the link here and I've pinned it, and a lot of content on there about bloopers, extra stuff that you might not see regularly on the channel. Let me have a sip of this and we'll get back to all this. Whoa. What happened? So today, actually, yeah, today, why not? I'm going to release a video on how to stay longer in the Philippines. For those that are coming here, a step by step guide on how to extend your visa, how easy and convenient it is. And I went to the immigration office and got the visa form itself to show you guys step by step how to do it and how simple it is. So, whoever is interested in that, take a look. It's going to be released maybe in about 9 hours. Um, Even if you're just curious, take a look at that. It's coming up on the channel. One second, guys. Let me get back to comments. With regards to household helpers, they are treated like family. They eat what we eat. Oh, very good information. Thank you, Medardo. I think I would, yeah, I would definitely, if I had a helper, treat them like family. I don't think I could separate someone living with me or helping me as just an employee. It's difficult for me to like. I have trouble people helping me. It's weird. Even like if someone comes here to clean, not that I'm micromanaging them, but I help them move things. Or when I came here, the owner hired someone to just clean the place. I'm not gonna lie, horrible job. So, uh, but bless her soul, like she had no nothing with her, no cleaning, no broom, no dustpan, or and then she focused heavily in the balcony. I'm like, what? There's nothing there. Come inside. Like, let me please do the bathroom or something. Anyways, the point is, um, of helping her basically. Yeah, they have to be treated like family. I think if they're living with you and helping you with your personal things and they're there all the time, I think it'll be difficult to look at them as anything but family. Uh, Sheila says, Mike Ross, but some pay a lot higher. Yeah, some pay a lot higher for sure. And I'm sure some pay lower than what you're paying. So it's a big range, I assume. Willie Hernandez says, those are the restaurants you find at the malls. You need to walk around the city and check out those street food scenes. I think you mentioned the Sugbo Mercado and IT Park area. Yeah, definitely. You got to check out those places. And there's these little, what do they call them? Canteens, calandria. I don't know. They have a specific name for these little restaurants that are on the side of the roads, and I'm sure the food there is going to be excellent. I haven't tried. I'm going to make a video about Filipino street food or just Filipino food, so I'm looking forward to that. It's coming to the channel. Um, we brought a nanny to Canada each time my wife was pregnant. They would stay 2 years every time. Whoa, Mike Ross, tell us a little bit about that process. How difficult was that? Because wouldn't Canadian government ask you to hire or prove that no Canadians could do that job before you can hire somebody from? I don't know how that works. I have no idea, but let us know. Hey, East Coast refugee. As you can see, he's got a little badge. He's a member of the channel. Welcome. Hi, Alex. I'm I'm working while I'm listening. You got the hustle, but don't burn out on the streams. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Yeah, so I think East Coast refugee is referring to 3 lives a week. I think it's too many. We're going to go down to just 2 lives a week. I think it's much more doable, manageable, and probably more interesting. I don't want to be on here all the time talking about the same thing. It might get kind of played out. But today's topic is 5 affordable things. We've talked 4 already. We're going to move on to number 5 soon. So far, we covered internet, rent, taxi like transportation, flights, and things like that. And lastly is labor costs. So nannies, personal assistants, cooks, maids. And if you want to build things, I'm sure it's really also labor like that is cheap as well. And number 5 is coming up in a second. Last one. GDG Fun Times. Hello, bro. Nice to see you here again. Very good video. Very interesting. I'm with you. I always help also. Yeah, that's good. Good to have you on now. This is Darren from our previous live stream that we had together. Thanks for being here. They're called Caranderia. I can never say this word. What? Caranderia. Caranderia. Why can't I read? Somebody help. Caranderias. Let's go with that one. I had a maid clean up my place in California for a while, but I found myself cleaning up for my place order for her to clean it up. So I just decided to go without the maid service. Yeah, I know, right? That's what happens usually. So even when I rent apartments and places, even though I have to pay a cleaning fee, let's say through Airbnb or extra cleaning fee, I always tidy up. I think it's just human nature if you're a responsible person. I can't leave things just completely clutter. I don't know how people just do that and just leave. Even hotels, I make the bed and like organize and put all like it's just I don't know. I guess people are different, but I hear you, man. That's pretty funny. Mike Ross, It wasn't difficult because our nanny worked 2 years as a nanny in Australia, so she was easily approved for a tourist visa to come to Vancouver. Oh, got you. Thank you for explaining that. Excellent. It was an under the table deal. Got you, got you, got you. A tourist visa. Perfect. So that's much easier, of course, if you could bring somebody over on a tourist visa and they could help you with raising a child, because I can't imagine how difficult it must be to raise a kid. I definitely would need help if I were to have a child. I'm going to hire some help, but also be hands on because you don't want the kid to be completely influenced by a maid, whoever they might, or a nanny, whoever they might be. What am I talking about? I don't know. I got no kids. Car in Daria. I'm gonna have to. Ah, Carandaria. Let's go with that. Thank you, Mike Ross. Okay, guys, 42 people watching this. I'm gonna go on to number 5. The fifth thing that is affordable. I already forgot, but I'm gonna remember it. Let's see, which is yeah. So here, another thing that's very affordable is activities like day tours, island hopping, scuba diving, jet skiing, banana boating, whatever beach kind of activity you want to do, or day tours, any kind of events you want to attend is much, much cheaper and more affordable than the West. So, for example, if you want to go on an island hopping tour in one of the beaches, for less than $60 for an entire day, they pick you up, they feed you, they take you to all these beautiful places. They can provide you with snorkeling gear, a life jacket, and provide a full day of experience, memorable things for under like anywhere from like $20 to $60, depending on what it is, where it is, how many people are joining, etc. So that is amazing in my opinion. So I can't imagine paying money in Canada to do some of these things that you can do over here. And that can also be applied to anything such as like, doing some archery or bowling or little things that you might maybe not do because of cost back home. So like you can do all these things for a fraction of the price and you get more out of life when you're here in the Philippines. And some of these other ones like the island hopping and the beach tours, the waterfall tours, all these things. Don't forget also helping out the local community. They get a lot of the income through people like ourselves that go and attend these kind of events and activities. So that is really affordable. And I saw surprisingly here in the Philippines. Yeah, activities. And or even skating, right? So let's say you come from a warm country and you've never been skating. I just was at SMC side here in Cebu. It's a huge mall, and they had an ice rink inside. And I think for $7, you can get an hour worth of skating. And I think it comes with the skates itself. Regardless, it's really, really um, inexpensive. And Madardo's talking about private boat tours. Yeah. So imagine having a private boat tour for only $100. I'm sure you can negotiate. $100 for a private boat tour is nothing. If you're coming here on a 2-week vacation, it's once in a lifetime opportunity, right? So, and even if you're living here and you've never done it yet, to go ahead and do some of these things, it's really incredible. And activities like swimming with the sardines or swimming with the whale sharks or things that you would never get a chance to do because of cost maybe back home. Here it's much more affordable. You can do a lot more and experience more out of life. They have these like other types of tours as well, like hiking and trekking and even camping, right? You can do so much here. Lots of things to do. Mike Ross says Philippines is still affordable, but man, 10 years ago it was so much cheaper. Definitely. I can only imagine. And that's how it is almost everywhere now. The world has gotten so much smaller with the internet and rise of social media and just more and more flights. And people are getting to see a lot of different places. And that naturally raises the prices of those like countries and tourist places. Even myself, I've been traveling for a long time. I think the first trip I took solo was in 2012. So that's like 13, 11 years ago, right? So when I went to Thailand, things were much cheaper than they are now. But that is part of life, inflation, cost, it all goes up. It's still much more affordable in the West, though. Yes, a private island hopping for 8 people cost me 280 in El Nido, Palawan, when I was there in March. Included lunch and drinks, A boat tour in Hawaii costs about 100 per person. Yeah, look at that. So for 8 people, Willie Hernandez only paid $280, which is incredible. Imagine taking 8 of your family members or friends or anyone for only $280 all day, get fed. Even if you take 8 people to a restaurant, you probably have to pay more than that, right? To live, feed you, take you to these islands, and show you like a once in a lifetime experience. So those tours can be really affordable. Yes, the canyoneering tour is amazing here in Cowsun Falls. Someone just told me that they closed that right now. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's still operating right now, or for whatever reason it's not operating. If anybody knows, let me know. But yeah, for sure, Cowsun Falls is once in a lifetime. I keep saying that, but it's amazing stuff I've never done before. Okay, so 1 hour and 11 minutes. I've run out of things to talk about, guys. Hey, I'm curious to see what Chat GPT thinks. Let's try to push to 1.5 hours. Let's see what 5 affordable things Chat GPT has to recommend. Or I'm curious if it's different than mine. List 5 surprising. I can't even spell. Uh, affordable things in Philippines. Okay, Dear Magic. Let's see. It's populating. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, number one, street food. Let's see. I'm gonna let it write everything before I read it. Okay. The first thing, according to ChatGPT, that's affordable in the Philippines is street food. One of the best things about the Philippines is the vibrant street food culture. You can find a wide variety of delicious and affordable street food options like fish balls, chicken and asal, grilled chicken or pork, I guess, intestines, balut, boiled duck embryo, and many more. These street food items are not only tasty, but also on the I don't know about balut being. I guess balut is tasty. I just never tasted it. People say it's delicious. Obviously, if so many people are doing it and eating it. Number two, public transportation. Hey, that was on my list. Public transportation in the Philippines, such as jeepneys, tricycles, and buses, is generally very affordable. The jeepney, a popular mode of transportation in urban areas, is known as the cheap fares and unique design. Tricycles, which are motorcycle-based vehicles with sidecars, are also a common and affordable means of getting around in many locations. Yeah, those trikes are really bumpy, but they're fun. Accommodation of the Philippines, so rent basically, and then massage and spa. I've never had a massage in the Philippines, but I assume it's affordable. And lastly, local crafts and souvenirs. The Philippines is rich in traditional crafts and handmade products. So, yeah, that's according to ChatGPT. I'm going to read some more comments and then we'll get out of here, guys. So, Mike Ross said it's almost shocking how cheap prices are here in Vancouver have climbed in 2 years. How much? So Mike Ross says it's almost shocking how much prices here in the Vancouver have climbed in just 2 years. Yeah, I was shocked too when I went back recently to Canada and Toronto because I've been away for 2 years and how much those prices have gone up as well. Good quality private education is cheap. Okay, so Mike Ross knows some things about private education in the Philippines being cheap. And a caranderia is for local eatery selling and serving meals usually with wooden benches. It is also known as turu turu, which means literally means point point because people point at what they want. Ah, very interesting. Thanks, Stan. That's some really informative and fun information right there. You got that best street food night market in Cebu. Yes, I like Cebu Mercado. It's great. And Willie Hernandez says, that's okay, Alex. I'm Filipino and I've never eaten balut. I don't think I'll ever eat along with the chicken intestines. Yeah, chicken intestines, I think it's a little bit more manageable for me if I were to try. But balut is an absolute no no for me. Fish don't have balls, says Stan. Yeah, that's pretty funny. But that's it, guys. So thank you for being here today. I don't know what else to talk about. We talked about 5 surprisingly affordable things, and we covered a whole bunch of other things as well, such as education, I guess private education, different types of labor that I wasn't really mentioning specifically. Um, there's so many more affordable things here. That's why so many people are here. That's why people do retire here. I want to always try to get back to all the positives because it's really easy to focus on the technical difficulty we just had earlier. I don't want to keep doing that kind of stuff. But everything is affordable here. If you're coming here, your money goes a lot further, 100% for sure. That's it. So Chicken Raw says chicken intestines are gross, but pork intestines taste amazing if grilled. Okay, we all have different tastes. I don't eat pork, so I'll just take your word for it. Which sucks because I know Cebu was very famous for its lechon, the grilled or roasted pork here. But I'll just live through you guys. All right, guys, check out the channel for visa extension video, a full detailed step-by-step guide to how to do that if you just want to see what the process is, or if you're coming here and want to know how to extend it. And then next would be another video. I have women telling me what they think of themselves, so what they rate themselves from 1 to 10. We're going to target some Filipinas and give their opinions on how attractive they think they are, so that should be fun. Willie Hernandez says, "Good show, bro. Have a great day. See you on your next live stream." Yeah, Willie Hernandez, thank you so much once again for that PayPal donation. As always, much appreciated. Thank you for being so thoughtful by going through PayPal to ensure that I get everything instead of YouTube taking a cut. And Byron, also a special thanks to you, man. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you all for asking questions, keeping this live stream going, for watching the videos as usual, for all the support. We're making our way to 100,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm going to be opening that silver play button from YouTube eventually. I know it's going to happen. We're going to hit 100K. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's it. A lot of things coming on the channel. And don't forget to check out channel membership, as I mentioned earlier. Some people have signed up already. Hopefully, we get enough people to start having members-only live streams so we can talk about much more, let's say, not really adult content, but maybe some more heart-to-heart things that we don't generally talk about on the channel. A lot more stuff coming. Anyways, guys, see you guys in the next one. Bye. See you. Bye, everybody.